Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. This is the 8/14 edition. Man, we missed Friday the 13th by that much. And this will be the Chapter 9 week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. The background soundtrack is brought to you by The Witcher 3, the official soundtrack. It's a nod to my girlfriend who really loves the game. Her big two games right now are Monster Hunter on the 3DS and The Witcher on the PC. She likes it even more than Dragon Age Inquisition. Definitely taken over. And potentially even Skyrim. I think she's favoring The Witcher over Skyrim. I like watching her stream it. The only thing I hate is I really dislike the combat music that plays every single combat. So, let's jump right in and look at the rewards for Chapter 9. By the way, unfortunately, until a person is 15, you cannot see what the expanded rest is going to give you. I was hoping maybe it would pop up and you could see it, but it would be like locked and disabled. No, it's just not even there. So, Sebastian Shaw in Mission 1. That is the quest that I am on. We have a really decent gun here. Look at that top end. That top end damage went down. What happened? All day this was showing me that it was going to go into the 4,000 range. Man, did they nerf something already? Okay, when I first produced the video, but I've actually deleted that one because JC accidentally gave me a Facebook video call in the middle of it. This was, the top end was in the 4,000 range. It was like 4,500. Well, alright, so that's gone down. We have another mutant detector gun. There is one or two other items in the game that provide this. It's customized. It is ranged energy tech and gun, so it benefits from the rectifier. And it benefits from upgraded tech. Zero tolerance and unremovable buff of gaining a damage increase each round. So this could go really well with the other video that I filmed today, which was the Mighty Mites. And you could potentially slot this in the slot of the Storm Herald and run this with the Hallowed Flamethrower, the Savage Axe, and the upgraded Primitive Spear. So in Mission 2, we have the very disappointing Brogan Bulwark. It is a buff, but it's a quick action naturally. A 2-round removable protect goes up with it. Very unimpressed with this. It'll be very interesting to see what the customized version does. Not that impressed with this. There's tons of things in the game that do this. There's a suit that does this. There is the Blade of the Guardian. There is the... I mean, there's just like a dozen things that do this. So, not that impressed, but I'll reserve judgment for the heroic version. Here we have the Mandarin. And we do have some nice weapons over here. We have the experimental melee. Yeah, again, the damage has fallen off a little bit. The damages do seem to be reduced. It causes a single target disoriented, but it is a psychic energy attack. But it is not a psychic classified item, so it is just like Psylocke's abilities. It ignores avoidance, shields, counters, and protect effects, deals energy damage to targets immune to psychic attacks like Juggernaut and Magneto. Pretty good that we have a single target weapon, and this should get around protectors and shouldn't proc counters and everything. Then we have the Kuzari Spear, also known as the Bleak Harvest 2.0 in the icon. Stealthy, which is nice. Combo setup and bleeding. So the combo setup is really big because if you use this and then your mandible hits that person, there you go. Here we have what looks to be Titanium Man, and we have the very interesting extra points. All allies gain a heal, and it's a buff, so it is a quick action with snappy service. Tough. Attacks that would reduce health to 0 have a chance to reduce health to 1% instead. So this is like Deadpool, this is like Wolverine, this is like Uncanny Cyclops' Don't Die on Me Man. This is not like Nico or the Staff of Return. This is probably going to be The you die, you stay at like 1% health, and then the next attack kills you. Somewhat impressive. This could be interesting. This could be slotted. However, this will consume an action to use it unless you're snappy service. And if you're snappy service, this consumes your one quick action. So this is a little dangerous to run on defense. You may be exhausted and spam this every round and wind up doing nothing. Oh, wait, the second item. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the epic boss is Douche Arcade. Fantastic shielding. One ally buff, but it's a free action. Yay! Playdon's getting on the FA train and finally giving us something else that is a free action. This is a glorious thing because it means you can't fuck this up. If you're exhausted, no big deal. If you're running it on defense, no big deal. You cannot mess this up. It is up every round, and because it is not a quick action, that means it's not going to consume a quick action slot, and you can't get exhausted out of it. One ally gets a shield. I'm going to predict that the heroic version is that all of your allies gain a shield. This could replace the custom magnetic field generator. You won't gain the extra turn when it pops, but you can spam this every round if you plan things out correctly. Executioner. We have a Warbringer axe looking item from him and customized breakdown. So this is similar to the Golden Copus. It is melee and it is magic. By being magic, that means that the Resonant ISO will heal you if you use it. The Crooked Branch will heal you if you use it. And because it is breakdown, it can take the place of the Golden Copus, other than the fact that the Golden Copus also exploits these items. But the Golden Heavy Ion Beam and this axe could be a very good combination for a pesty Enchantress defensive team. Rather funny that Amora's ex-lover over here is giving you a weapon that teams up very well with her. In the final mission, the premium one, we have what looks to be Viper. And we have the repurposed machine pistol. All enemies get shell-shocked at 30%. My guess is the customized version is 60% or higher. And again, the damage has fallen off. I'm really, really surprised. It seems like they've scaled back the numbers from when I saw it earlier. Yeah, so it's unfortunate that I deleted the footage where these numbers were much higher. This was actually in like 2.6, 2.7k range. Oh, maybe it was... Oh, I know why. It probably was going off of my agent's gear. I had the Mighty Might set equipped, so it was jacking the guesstimation up. Yeah, that's probably what it was. So let's see if we tab over to say anything about 10. An evil Doctor Strange, Ultron, MODOK. Nah, I know who this is. This seems familiar. I've seen this icon before. Her. Oh god, they're bringing back some of these dudes. Oh man, there's Black Bolt's brother. That's the mad guy, and Jesus. I hope we don't get more of those. I know this guy, he stands like this. Is he in the boss simulator? So yeah, Proxima and Maximus the Mad over there, but I'm pretty sure I know who that guy is. I'm just drawing a blank on the name. So yeah, we also have Ugly Witch's Age of Ultron suit is up, and my name is Pietro. Please do not make fun of my mustache. That Quicksilver alt is up. Yeah, I know it's not Sebastian Shaw again, although is it maybe just a different angle of Sebastian Shaw? I don't think so. No, it's not Fish Helmet. Flag Smasher. I like Flag Smasher. Alright, so there's Maximus, Dracula, Storming Man. I know it's not High Evolutionary, no it's not Mysterio, no it's not Skrin, no it's not Null. No, I know it's not Ronin. Who is that? Is that just a different icon for Sebastian? Yeah, I guess that's maybe just a different angle for the icon on Sebastian. I could swear I recognize that face, and I'm getting a mental image of the stance. But I'm not placing it over here. So we also have gained the ability for heroes to get up to level 15 today. Unfortunately, you cannot... Alright, so let's see. The lamb chops over there. No, I know who this is, but... Damn it, I'm totally forgetting who this is over here. Let's see. With a shirt down to his waist or something? I don't know. I'm probably going to kick myself later for not knowing who that is. I'm pretty sure I know who that is. But anyway. So let's jump in and look at the new people today. Let's look at Nerkod, Breaker of Jesus Christ. And Ugly Witch. And my name is Pietro. Please do not make fun of my mustache. So let's go over and look at Mockingbird first. So here she is, and here she is as Nerkod. She, very similar to Rogue, is going to come as Generalist with bonuses. She will come as Generalist Tactician and Generalist Bruiser. So, what we have is Breaker of Oceans. All allies are immune to water attacks. Chance to follow up with Riptide, dealing damage and applying Waterlogged. And Riptide applies Rising Tide, which we will see. So immediately we have something that we've called in previous videos. I had said that she is probably going to be resistant to water and ice, and she's going to gain the Worthies immunities, which is Burning, Chill, Poison, Radiation, Fear. So I kind of pictured her sort of like Crystal and being very elemental. Well, she now applies it to the whole team, and it's an immunity, not a resistance. Mock Combat, we know that from Mockingbird. Tactical Insight, we know that from Mockingbird. Worthy, we know that from everybody. And Tactician Power or Bruiser Power. So, let us look at the abilities. We have a melee over here. Deadly Crits already has relatively high crits at 57. Pressure Points. Applies Rising Up to allies while Into the Deep is active. No, that does not mean Adele. That just means her level 6. Dive at level 2, so she loses the stun, but she gains buff blocker if Into the Deep is up, and she gains remove buffs. So this is a single target thing, just like what Ares can do and everything, and the scroll and stuff like that. However, it is a 2-round cooldown, just like the pole vault. So we have Making Waves. This is where Into the Deep shows up. So, an unremovable Into the Deep shows up when she uses this ability. Nerkod has summoned the sea. This is where her critical intel is. It's subtle, but it has a massive 5-round cooldown. But it's magic buff and debuff. So, that means if Rally is up, it is a quick action, and this is going to be key, and you'll see why in a second. This is going to make you really struggle to try to get her Rally. Magic means if you're running the Sympathetic ISO, she's going to get healed from it, or you can put Thorns as the A ISO, and now she will cause bleeds if she's attacked. Bleeds to hemorrhage. Waterlogged reduces evasion and prevents burning. Drowning deals damage every turn. Increases damage each round. Removed by attacking with or being hit by any fire or ice attacks. So, let's talk about the glaring problem that this is. Obviously, Nerkod is a giant pro. There's very little con about her. However, by this whole setup over here, that means a very common agent who has the... Where are we going with this? The weather control device is going to have big problems with Nerkod. We like to use the weather control device very heavily as that AoE exhaustion. That's the burning, so that means turn order is going to want you to go before this goes out to give you a round of drowning at least. The weather control device is probably, I would say, 85% usage item. Ye old Fire NATO is gonna play hell with your drowning. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. Over here, she has Preserver. All allies gain Preserver. It absorbs damage for 2 rounds from enemy attacks, restores health while active. So this is similar to the Light Fantastic and the Flashing Eye. However, rebuff applies rebuff to allies while Into the Deep is active. This is where I'm saying Rally is going to be huge. If you could use that item as a quick action and then immediately go over to Preserver, that means you potentially have a soak. You have a scroll of Aknazak that could seal in your buffs. Not a lot of things could do that. Hafe, he could give you buffs and he could give you immunities, but he's not even resistant to the Blackest Void or the Scroll of Anglebob. If he goes and the round expires, yes, you tend to be able to seal in your buffs, but this means she could potentially really team up well with Rising Up people and Hafe himself. Rally, man, you gotta get Rally for this. This is gonna be huge if you get Rally. And then we have Crashing Fury. It is a melee attack. It is a Paragon Exploiter. And here's what I think is hopefully a typo. One enemy gains Finest Hour while Into the Deep is active. So is that meaning that we are giving an enemy a boon item over here that if they're buffed, they now have Finest Hour to use back against me? This concerns me. So it's her Paragon Exploiter, so this is her big hit, just like Mocking Blow. That means Breaching Strike, maybe want to do Incapacitation, or that might be only unarmed. So there's some things you want to do here. Dive really screams to have the pressurized ISO, so that you have another move that can put out pressure points. So again, gonna say Rally's gonna be huge with her. I'm gonna say she's gonna be pretty big with Null because she's mostly melee except for this. This concerns me as a defense. I don't necessarily know that she's gonna be so good on defense. She may use the Crashing Fury too early. Either one of these two will not be too bad to use. The fact that this is a 2-round cooldown should be good. This could play hell with agents who want to run the weather control device on defense. This may not work out too well. And I honestly don't really know what things are water. I mean, we have to see about the ice ones, like Deathly Freeze Ray and the Freezer and things like that. So here is Ugly Witch, or Avengers Age of Ultron. She comes in a blaster and an infiltrator version. I am going to keep my Stripper Witch as my infiltrator, and I probably will not buy this version of her. It makes sense if you have the CP to just get her in case a team up comes up later along where the infiltrator version works out really well, but I just think it's a waste of CP at that. So here's Goth Witch, Ugly Witch, Olsen Witch. Yes, she is related to the Olsen twins. She retains her reality warping. She gains attacks have a chance to apply reduced potential. And she also gains Everybody is Afraid of Something. Avengers Age of Ultron attacks gain random attributes each round as long as the Scarlet Witch is pregnant. So this does not... This kind of broke them all. We all thought she might do some disoriented or mental effects on the enemy, but she's sort of applying effects to you. These do not mean things like strengthened, agile. No. It's something very, very different, and I'll show you. And here's Pietro. My name is Pietro. Please do not make fun of my mustache. I know it was not very good in Age of Ultron, and the one in the Days of Future Past was much better than me. I'm sorry. Yeah, so don't like his sprite here. Didn't like him in the movie. Didn't like Ugly Witch in the movie. Time in a Bottle, Days of Future Past, phenomenal sequence, much better Quicksilver in my humble opinion. So you can see he has shitty attack on ISO, but he has phenomenal accuracy and evasion. Self-sacrifice, we did kind of predict this one. Protects and counters attacks against allies that have low health. He loses his blast from the past. You didn't see that coming. Age of Ultron Avengers have a chance to interrupt and counter melee attacks. So that means he can kind of shut down. He shuts down his better looking twin. Potentially. So I want to show you these guys in combat over here. And I have these two queued up and ready to go. So let us find a somewhat reasonable battle. Alright, so we will go ahead and do these guys. My first two quests were to defeat X amount of hand and then go collect 3 deploys. So we'll do this battle over here and I'll show you what these passives do and then we'll call it a day. By the way, my agent is running the heroic Hawkeye in his suit as a chance to interrupt ranged attacks. So as you can see, we have not gained anything yet because Stripper Witch, or I shouldn't say Stripper Witch, Ugly Witch or Goth Witch has not gone yet. So there is the Legion Pulse Rifle joining in because the Hand Spy gained an extra turn. So again, oh, okay, so we now have, because we saw the A come above Ugly Witch, we now have high crits. That is the buff that is being passed to us. And we also have Ethereal Strike. My agent has gained Hallowed. Interesting, isn't it? So now my agent, because of being on the team, we have gained Hallowed over here. By the way, if you have a buff up and your character has multiple turns, use the buff if you like it, because it will go... Oh my god. She did it again. This happened the first time I filmed the video. She gave Quicksilver quick actions and he was able to attack 3 times. She's done it again. She gave me a quick action on the mandible, so watch this. Oh yeah, because I consumed the quick action by using... Yeah, I should have looked for that. So there you go, you can see some of the buffs that she gives you. They're not what you think, they're the blue buffs. And some of them could be like Paragon Exploitation, Hallowed, the quick actions, Exploit Opportunity, Guaranteed Crits, Ethereal Strike. I mean, it's crazy what she's doing. Alright, this could be potentially bad for Ugly Witch, but let's get another fight in over here, and we'll see the craziness that she is. Now, obviously, she's extremely random, which plays out for Witch's whole shebang over here, that is who she is. But the buffs are just crazy. So again, as you can see, we're starting off with nothing. But there go the A's. Oh yeah, that's right. Now I understand why he got the extra turn of a blaster. So there's the counter. There's the counter of the melee attack. And now, Quicksilver has gained Brutal Strike. Holy cow, look at that for a buff. That's not the first time that I haven't seen that too. So, what do I have? I have Paragon Exploiter, and it's a quick action. She did it again. I have a quick action now. And watch this blank. Oh, he dodged. And now it's switched over to Exploit Opportunity. Very, very interesting. And I have Hallowed. I mean, how crazy is that? I'm gaining Hallowed from her. Not that it's particularly good against these humanoids or in PvP, but... So there's the chance to counter melee attacks. And he interrupted it. I love this when this happens. Finest hour. My Chaos Shield is going to do finest hour. Really? Really? And there's exploit attrition. Holy shit. My god. The buffs are crazy. Imagine an uninterruptible Hulk. And there goes finest hour again. An uninterruptible Hulk buffed with something crazy. And there we go. I just interrupted the melee attack. So alright, we don't have anything extra on that one. I wish they had kept a generalist for him. The reason why is now it removes his ability to be the morale boost in battle, and that might really disturb people. So, I know I still have finest hour, so yeah, it looks like I have gained finest hour as the buff on this particular time. And now it's switched over to exploit attrition. And it's stealthy! Holy shit, now it's stealthy! My god! So there's... I'm just gonna call it a ridiculous witch. Let's call it a ridic witch. Because it's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's gonna be hard to bank on these things. And you might not see her on defense, but you certainly might be able to see her paired up with people. I mean, she does some pretty good attrition. Imagine her buffing Enchantress. Imagine using the scroll and locking in the debuffs. She's putting out those attrition-style debuffs out there, and then she's like buffing your team with something crazy. And you can, and that's the thing. You can run the Legion gun with Enchantress because radiation exposure is an attrition debuff. So it works. But that reminded me, though, I think I have... Yep, got that recently. And let's see, she's a blaster. I don't want to do collateral damage. I'm going to move over her personal ISO from one of her other suits. But this is one of the Age of Ultron suits that might actually work out to be something interesting. Alright, so we have all these statisticals. Chaos Shield never misses and it never fails. And there is another one out there for her, if I remember correctly. But sure, we'll just do that. Again, makes another good case for Rally. We know she cannot be snappy tactical, being a blaster and an infiltrator. So, hope you guys... God, that looks so 80s over here, doesn't that? This just... It looks like she's got a big poof of hair over there. It's not so bad on the sprite, but the portrait's terrible. It looks like an 80s pop, like a members-only collar going on over there. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out the other video uploaded today, the Mighty Mites video. And take care, everybody. Enjoy the weekend, and happy Sci Friday.